What else? Baru. Kau tu yang paling nolak. Kalau kau orang mana? Kau ni mana ni? Paling ni kau orang mana? So itu apa yang nolak? Okay.
Ko muna momen ka bonan banke buso be bul ko do faare ko de ka ko
ko ba salun jata ay ko do kinya nan na do ko do kamaja je sa maja tin na fo en ko de furi hey nga ko do bala kana falina
bari ko do
ko damale be je ni may sama no ngatu je atata falina
Assalamu alaikum baru kota ñeñi ko do ta jant yo ni bari ko do man beta ñanta ko di kendo ren dila ñen ko do man beta jibe ko do fam jibe jol jibe be faram faram
fayla
ñi jibe ya ja man beta ya iba falin nale central bank ye memfo inal tolier yal safe ye memfali al yalon iko clean note policy kodi kendo al kalmol jowala nin kodi furi ngo kodi fundu al kamol sigal ka di mol amam betea ibe nyi mutalal e kodi kendo di ni wote memba kunna tole te ala bita central bank andu memba kunna tole e kana von dole tade bole so janno bebe tarraje kodo mutaya
munebe tawolantele yalon ko e nyanta kodi kendo di la
ñina mu siloti men ñanta kake al kali al luaye men fo al kali barawona ko di kendo al kali wal di mol al yamo
Agada di.
Mbijan aganya.
Albaka.
Mbaka important.
Yo, nga transfer la sto.
Ya transfer la.
Ha, code nyenje.
Okay. Korsan. Nsila ID soto.
Sa soto. Sorry. Agada di.
Mbijan bro.
Albaka.
Mbaka.
Bara alla service o tariaka.
Mbare
mo ki janna nun kunu bara tariaka.
Jannom yona forest de bureau. Gambia tonkon na no mbari ya bere. Birim koyna fo kato.
Bari si kodo kino kato ni fo bolong labe ko.
56 branches mola sota Gambia jang.
Ha?
Gambia kono ani Gambia e bantala bankol. Nko kono kiya bere. Kodo sifa fo falindiro fo nyaadi lafta memmen na kodi to poto nin kodi maraw. Jannam number 1 di nyonta. Andum fana nata anoda enterprise sotale. Wolam nyindi ko domorol fana kol fana be firale de dadi ma ni domorol di fana beteat. Gambia dawda yalo ma fa kendol sotale je.
Wo moyo diat.
Apelenta
ni wo ka ni lafta nyelen kendol e binaji.
Yalo bu kanyi la ko la baraka ba.
Yalo ndel chosano lo.
Abaraka.
Honey, did you remind him that the last time he sent the money, it was not enough to buy all the provisions?
Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell him.
Are you guys talking about money transfer to buy provisions?
Yes.
But don't you know about Baluwo?
Baluwo? What is Baluwo?
Baluwo is a service that your son can use to send provisions directly to you guys from the shop. And you don't have to worry about the exchange rate.
Tell me how Baluwo works.
It's very simple.
Just log on to baluwo.com and shop, or download the app on your phone. You can shop on the website or using the app to buy online basic products for your family and friends. With Baluwo, you decide what your money is spent on. Your money, your choice. Buy online products for your family and friends in the Gambia, Senegal, Nigeria or Mali. Baluwo, better than sending money.
For the first time in the history of the Gambia, Gambia Printing Publishing Corporation proudly introduces the Biliomatic exercise book printing machine. The machine has the capacity to print more than 20,000 books per hour. Yes, 20,000 books per hour. It also prints magazines, newspapers, calendars, flyers, normal books and all kinds of printed documents plus items at affordable prices. With the Biliomatic printing machine, GPPC can now render high quality and non-size restricted printing service supply across the sub-region. Rush now and partner with GPPC for all your public and private printing service needs. Print with us today and you'd be offered highly professional, reliable and efficient service delivery by our team of experts. The Gambia Printing and Publishing Corporation is here to meet all demands and is reliable at all times. For more info, contact us on 437-4493 or 437-4402. GPPC is Gambian and it's yours.
And welcome to the brunch on Kerr Fatou. I am Lamin Cham. This week we focus our attention on football because the National Football Championship title will be decided today, in fact in a matter of hours. 3 teams are in contention: Real de Banjul, Falcons FC and Fortune FC. Well, we will do all the permutations to bring you or to express our opinion as to who among the 3 has the greatest chance to lift the $1 million Gambian football title. But it's been a marathon 30 weeks. So how was the competition? We have in the studio the Director of Competitions at the Gambia Football Federation, Babucarr Jobe, otherwise known as Pa Sule. He is here to take us through to the 30 long week marathon football league, which will have a crown today. But technically, how did the teams fare? That's why I have in the studio Kebba Jespa Touray, a member of the Gambia Football Coaches Association. We will of course also explore the national team's chances for qualification into the African Nations Cup in Ivory Coast next year. With only 1 match to go, the Gambia is enviably standing in 2nd place, poised to make another appearance in a row actually in the African Cup of Nations. But will the last match, expected in early September, be played at our national stadium? We'll find out from the Ministry of Sports, who are busy supervising the remodeling of the national stadium. Gentlemen, welcome to the program. Mr. Jobe and Mr. Touray.
Thank you, Lami, for having me.
First of all, before we go on to tell the people or go into the permutations as to who will take the Gambian football title between Real de Banjul, Falcons and Fortune this afternoon, let's talk about your competition department. This has been a journey of 30 weeks. Let me first know your competition departments. In fact, how did you go about and what are the structures in your department? How do you operate day-to-day basis when matches are on? For example, are you the one who schedule matches?
Thank you, Laming. Good morning or good afternoon, viewers. As the question you ask, the competition department of the Gambia Football Federation is among you can say is one of the most important departments.
Oh, well, you will say that, but somebody in the referees committee.
No, without competition department, there will be no referees. There will be no referees department.
But they can say that if there are no players, there will be no competition.
Yes, but we organize the competitions.
Okay, go ahead.
For there to be players. As you said, the department is headed by myself as the director of competitions. And then you have 4 staffs. Motu, who is the competitions manager.
Former international.
Former international. He's the competitions manager. You get competition assistant admin, who is James Ndur. You get competition assistant technical. Idrissa Jame.
Oh, yeah.
And you get the competition assistant logistics, who is Sinera.
Okay. That's what this is newly. Guy appointed in CAF.
Yes.
Mohamed Sinera.
Mohamed Sinera.
Okay.
So these are the people that runs the competition department, and as you said, we are responsible for the fixtures, the scheduling. We did the scheduling, and then it is approved by the OC, organizing committee, and then we send it to the teams.
So in the first division, you have now 16. Which means, of course, from the beginning of the season, when the season started, was it not December last year or November, December last year? So you sit down, arranged which team meets who, which team meets which team, all along throughout the 30 weeks, not so?
Yes, Lamin, at the beginning of the season, before the season kickstarts, normally we call the teams to a pre-season meeting.
Yes.
Where we discuss our intention to how we want the league to be run. Because the competition department is also headed by the second vice president, Mr. Ibofai, who is the head of competitions.
He's executive member responsible for competition.
Yeah, he's a direct supervisor.
Exactly.
He's the direct supervisor of the competition department. We sat together, formulate policies, and then we take it to the pre-season meeting, and then we tell the team this is what we want the league to run. We have a discussion with them. We agree, we disagree, until finally we come up with a standpoint, and that's the time we formulate it as a law, because that meeting, during that pre-season meeting, we take some bylaws there. We don't. The last season, this thing happens, and we don't want it to happen. We want to make it a law. We disagree to agree until it become a law.
So how did the fixtures drawn? Balloting?
No. Fixtures are because we take care of we have 16 teams. What we do, we select them at random, because we fix them first, second, third, first, like in alphabetically, and then we formulate them. So to have them home and away.
So you ensure that nobody has your own way of selecting who your opponent.
No. Teams for the fixtures, we do it at our level, then send it to the teams to look at it as a draft. And if they have some objections, they will let us know, and then we readjust it. But no team will have any authority. Has influence over what we do. No team has influence.
If you prepare a draft and Steve Biko was scheduled to meet Real, and Real said, no, I don't want to meet Biko this week.
No, they don't have
no such authority.
They don't have no such authority, because once the fixtures is sent out, it's final. But we ensure that we do it at our level, and we do it to the best of our ability, without fear or favor. We don't favor any team, because it's 16 teams. Of course, they should meet each other, home and away. 15 times
each. So that means 30 weeks.
30 weeks of football.
So we are in the 30th week, isn't it?
Yes, we are in the 30th week, and the most important week in the league. Today particularly, because we have series of matches being played, and definitely we'll commend the teams for having, because we played them week in, week out. And then it was tedious, but we also do it to meet the calendar of the GFF, which is the end of this month.
Yeah.
So we play them week in, week out, which is, some teams will tell you it's tiring, but it's good because they have it was so competitive. It makes the league even more competitive because playing, you play two a day, you rest 3 days, the third day, fourth day you play. So that fitness was with them, though there was some claim of injury. But
do you often have rescheduling of matches because of availability of grounds, or because of a national event or FIFA windows, etc.? Because I remember you used to have rescheduling until even rescheduled matches are themselves rescheduled again, so people get confused. So how was it this time around?
Lamin, I think as they said, we should not blow our own trumpet, but we competition department, we fought very hard to make sure the limited grounds we have, and then we were able to finish the league on time. And then also the teams that as you said, we also, what makes us also focus on more on not having these too many rescheduled games. You know, we are in partnership with 11 Sports. They Zoom view our matches, and also Baluwo. So when those contracts came into being, we sat and discussed among ourselves with the ESCO that we'll make sure that we have very limited match schedules. It may happen, but during the entire league season this year, I think the games that we scheduled was the day of election days, Independent Day. Independent, we even leave it open, and then if national teams are playing, we just sell those matches. Those are the only matches that were scheduled, but I can say 99.9% of the fixtures were played according to schedule.
Okay. Do you also had problems like, of course, we know that some of the grounds are far away from the main center, Serekunda, Banjul. Like you now use the how do they call it? Live Your Dream in Basori. How do you partner with these private grounds?
Yeah, normally for Live Your Dreams, it's normally called, in short, Basori. We had an MOU with with the owners, Live Your Dream Academy, the board, and then they give it to us to use it. And then it was also the home ground of Real and Elite.
That's another Real.
Elite. Anyway. So the other grounds, which is Birkama, Banjul, the Gold Project, of course.
Which are, of course, your grounds.
It's our ground, yeah. The other grounds, we have the MOU with them. So with the limited grounds, we were able to fix all the matches, first division, second division, male and female. We squeeze all these leagues in those limited grounds. But we are happy that we are almost to the tail end of it, because Division 1 today is the last week. Next after Toboski, 2 weeks, Division 2 will also be done. So kudos to the competition.
The focus is on the National League, kind of course, the elite football, because today the champion will count. But go back a little bit down the ladder. The female, how do you go about that? How effective is that one?
Yeah, they are also playing their leagues because they are in week 15 going to week 16. Today they have games today and Sunday tomorrow. They have games to play. Also, we just they have 4 or 5 weeks to go to finish their league as well. So also for this year we play them on these grounds that the first and second division, because we want to give them visibility. Because previously they played in Kiti, but
so you schedule their matches earlier than these first division matches, so that they can have.
No, for women football we schedule them during the weekend.
Oh, the weekend.
During the weekend they play during the weekend, but nowadays they play midweek and weekend, so that we can finish the league, because the rains have already started, and we don't want to go into the rains. But equally they are playing. Their fixtures are going fine.
I know that I'm going to ask a question which I think more or less deals with the organizing committee, but you are not there directly, but you may have knowledge about certain appeals, protests and etc. Do you have many of that this time around? Forfeiture of points, etc.?
I mean, I am the secretary to the organizing committee.
Ah, there you go. So
director,
you must have knowledge of that.
How
bad is it this year?
No, for this season, for Division 1, we don't have an appeal because there were things were done properly. Because during when we started the league, we are using this biometric plus FIFA Connect registration system, of which it eliminates so many obstacles that we used to have previously. So for Division 1, there was no appeals of such for this season, and so the organizing committee sits on all the reports accrued during the match. It's the referee's report, the commissioner's report, and the coordinator's report. These are the reports that the organizing committee sits over, and then they will take disciplinary actions against the players that are found wanting. That's the role of the organizing committee. They are the second highest committee in the federation after the executive, because they organize they supervise the running of the leagues. So for this season, to be honest, we have a very good
in the first division.
Yes, very good decisions.
And of course, you are bankrolled by Baluo.
Yes, we are proud for Baluo.
How effectively, in terms of contribution, have their intervention been?
Yes, for Baluo, after having that contract with them, which they gave, if I'm right, correct me if I'm wrong, $25,000. It makes impact on the teams, because the executive decided to share it among the players, among the clubs, and then they augment the price of the league prices. So I can say Baluo, coming into partnership with Baluo has made some effect on the running of the league this year.
I think and from day one they give money to these clubs for their transportation. Preparations.
Yeah, we give transport preparatory money to all Division 1 clubs and Division 2. Because hence we are talking of Division 1. Yes, they are all we are given, thanks to Baluo. And again, because we are in partnership with Baluo, and then we are selling tickets. Also, the EXCO decides that any ticket sales on the grounds will be shared equally among the teams on the ground.
Okay.
So that also.
But how bad is that? How good has Gambian domestic league? Is it generating any revenue?
Yes, it is not that much, but it's generating little revenue. It's not as we expected, because the problem with Gambia we are having is everybody is a how to call it, is a former player. If you come to say, they will tell them, I'm a veteran.
Everyone is entitled to free access. Everybody is entitled themselves.
Exactly. So everybody is entitled to free access, and if you,
including even journalists. Yeah, when I go to grounds, even if I want to play, they will say, "Oh, this is job." So you get embarrassed because already they have given you a free pass to enter.
Yeah, definitely. We are not getting much revenues from the gates, but at least we are collecting little. It's not much, but we expect that the mentality of Gambians has to, start to grow, and then they start to come and watch games and pay.
What happened to the night match? That was very interesting. I mean, it generated a lot of fanfare. I think it was an experiment in Ramadan, but it grew very popular, and it stayed for some time. What happened?
No, there was a year we continued after Ramadan. We continued to have night matches, but come on, the viewership went down drastically. People don't even come, because what they will tell you, Ramadan confined everybody, not going to clubs here and there. But after Ramadan, everybody will go to clubs, night.
It was more effective in Ramadan.
More effective in Ramadan. But we wish it could have been. It could continue, and we will get maximized revenue during Ramadan. Definitely, we got.
Yeah, it was very popular. Thank you for now. We'll cross over to Coach Jespa, Kebba Jespa Touray. So, 30 weeks you've been watching these teams play in and out. Technically, do you think these three teams in contention today deserve this, or did you see better teams who probably were not lucky? For example, Falcons was leading the way all the way until much recently. What did you see technically? What's your assessment technically of this league?
Good afternoon, viewers out there. Happy to be here again.
Thank you.
That's a very important question. I think the three teams deserve to be there. If we recall at the beginning of the league, Fortune was straight on top for completely 4 weeks.
I thought
they
it was
collect
12
points, almost 12 points along the road when we just started.
Okay.
All of a sudden,
until people were beginning to think that they might be recapturing that year a few years ago when they could.
Exactly. Then Falcons come up. For Real also had their moment of the league some time back until the coach was suspended of one or two reasons. Then they lose a couple of games before they grip on again. By the time they gripping onto the tie, then Falcon started slipping points after 8 points. After 8 points leading the league for almost.
So they did a Manchester City. A Manchester City style, Manchester Arsenal style. They catch up with them.
That has been very much unfortunate. For a young coach and a very young team.
Yes.
Remember.
Is that why he said he's going? Didn't he say he's going?
He said so, but I think that was the turning point of the league. That wasn't necessarily.
That was necessarily the reason.
Yeah, it wasn't the timing. The timing was wrong. We are not into that professional situation of the league. He's a young coach, very prospective, knows what he was doing at the right moment. But again, young people at certain level of life, certain things might happen. That shows the maturity of the individual or the composer of the individual. They will tell you in coaching, you have to go through so many models, or so many things. Man management is the most essential part of coaching nowadays. When you lose that, that's where everything goes wrong. But he's somebody who doesn't deserve to be where they are today. But again, I would say somebody very important was missing in the last 3 or last 6 weeks of the league, which is the man himself, that's Falcon. Because partially attest to that, when he's around his team, and we all know.
What happened to him?
He's out of the country currently. I think if he was around, might be a different.
Who is this Falcon, Mr. Falcon himself?
That's Musa Jammeh, former international, the army.
The security attaché to
Jespa.
CAF security attaché.
Again, an executive member of the federation.
So you mean that one man's absence could?
He's a big guy.
What do you mean? He would have influenced referees, ma'am?
No.
Well, I don't know what he meant.
He's influenced among his players because he almost watch every game of it. These young players need motivation. Need somebody around them who will be cheering them. He needs somebody around them who will be pushing them. And one thing I love about this country, and that's strength of Real.
So you mean they missed
when Real is playing? You get
so they missed this.
You get Babucarr,
they bring overbearing presence.
The VIPs are always there. And every team does need to come.
I see.
You got together.
I see.
My boss is just here.
At this point we welcome Marcel Mendy, the Executive Director of Sports Council.
You see what it inputs to players. So, but again, coming back technically to the whole setup, it has been a very good league. As partially said, technically it was somehow tough because it was like they played every 72 hours, which is first of its kind for so many years. Again, we understand the situation at hand, but again later on it becomes very much competitive and good for the players. Fitness wise, everybody was ready and the task ahead was there. We just run down to Real last won the league 9 years ago. That's 2013, 2014 years.
It's quite a while.
There
was a year
there was no Falcon in fact.
Falcon wasn't even created at that time.
Yes, Falcon came in a span of 8 years and
even Fortune, was it? Fortune might have been there.
No, it was not.
Yeah, that's right.
So actually, I think whatever happens today, even if Real runs away with the league, I think Falcon has been
would still be very, they have done well.
Top of the back, with the very young coach and the young players. But if you come back to what he just said, the comment he made on the Facebook, that was something we should discuss personally with him coming up with him. But I think that also has affected the team at the point in time.
To say that he was leaving.
Because
at the time when they set their eyes on it.
The tie was already in his hands.
So even that announcement made him lose the momentum.
Not the moment, not himself, in fact.
The team.
Remember, you're working with young players. You're working with, and he's somebody the players have known for the past 8 years. from Novita.
So the timing of his alignment, you think, was not good?
No, that wasn't good.
Wasn't strategic.
Yeah, that was whatever happened. He said it was personal, but I think that's something.
That was a wrong timing.
Yeah, but again, as some will always say, apprenticeship is very much important in whatever we are doing.
I see. Now let's look at the permutations. Real de Banjul leading with just by 2 points. They have 51 points. Falcons 49, and Fortune 48. So there's 3 points between. Unfortunately, it's just 3 points adrift. Falcons 2 points behind Real, but then they each have a match to go. If Real de Banjul wins, well, that's what that hands down. That one kind is on unassailable lead. They will just go to 54 points. That will be beyond Falcons or Fortune. But if Real loses and Fortune wins, then Fortune is the champion.
Still Real, we're gonna run with it. We will run with it.
No, if
Fortune
no,
win, Falcons lose.
No, I'm talking about
Real lose.
If Real loses, Falcons win.
Falcons automatically, yeah. Falcons.
It's gonna be Falcons.
Falcons going with it.
Yeah,
but
if
if they both lose, even if Fortune win, Real is still going to be the champion.
Because of the goal difference. 17 we are told.
They are the better. They are the
17 massive goal difference.
Even if they drew the game, Falcons wins, they still go.
They will still, yes, because then they would be equal points. But then the goal difference, massive goal difference we talk about, unless Falcon really rain goals like
I think the
competition everybody will marvel. That's impossible.
I think it happens in, is it Liberia or there was a Nigeria?
I remember there was some bizarre story like that I heard.
Goal difference, you know, this guy 19 not that.
Yes, and then it came up to that's not like it.
Again, remember,
but let's look at the opponents. Real is meeting Wabanjo.
Yeah.
Do you think need a point somehow?
Are they in a relegation battle?
They're not far from the relegation battle.
But Wabanjul, Real de Banjul.
Because
déglu suma kaddu foofu de. Real de Banjul, Wabanjul. yow wóolu nga ne Marcel wóolu nga foofu.
But Lamin, let me tell you one thing. The Real de Banjul, Banjul United, Banjul, these are rivals on the field.
Ah, okay.
These people are saying it's not, you know, people are saying you are Banjul, Real de Banjul, but no, you will see a very different ball game because Banjul they are not they're going to play for they're playing for pride.
Absolutely,
they really want to win, but
they also want play to for integrity.
Because in the first round, they you know they played. And
one thing we've seen in this Real team,
Real
for the past 9 years or the past 8 years, we will attest to that why we aren't winning the league. Because Real always sell players at the middle of the league. They've sent so many stars out at the outside world. I personally spoke to Pasamba or somebody close to the management sometime back. They said they're more into marketing than winning the title. But thank God this time around they consider that there's a followership in the team.
Absolutely.
The fans need
the title is important.
They need to be winning. I could recall after 2013 when Matar won the league with Real de Banjul. Ahmad came the following season. He was close to the title when he lost Thieves and the others to the international arena. Then at a certain point in time, Major came in. Kajali was gone when he was the revolution of the league. Can remember again when Baimale took over. Again they were in those night games when the Sogna boy was at the top of his peak. It was the revolution of the league. Everybody wants to watch Real because Pamur Sogna was going to play.
Absolutely.
All of a sudden, couple of games before the end of the league, he was
in Morocco.
In Tunisia.
Tunisia or in Morocco. Ended up in Morocco.
They lose the title. So, but this time around, you can see they had Bayano from the under 20, Gaucho, additional of Momoud Bojang. So that shows how serious they are this year to get to the title.
Oh, so you mean because what people wondered was that with all the investments they did in their team, including hiring even a European coach, they missed on the title far too long.
Yeah, but that's what I said. Because then they were, even the coach when he came, one of the his early interviews, he was saying he was here to mold the team for the to prepare the players for the international market. But again, we had a domestic league, and Real has a high number of followers. It's a team that need to be winning and cheering his fans to keep if they want to keep the fan base. But again, somebody will say our clubs always struggle when it comes to the Continental Championship. But I think that's something or one thing with the help of the federation, because the federation always had a package for these clubs for international support. I think instead of concentrating more in marketing, which I believe most young players want to play for Real, because we expect at the end of the season you'll become a professional when you play at your peak. But again, Real should consider the fan base at home. And let's give
and also for I mean also go for titles.
Exactly, and we've seen many of these young players going to Europe. It takes time, 1 or 2 seasons before they adopt to or we get the right market for them. So I think this time out they get it right. Keep these players in the model to win the title, and hope that will continue to prepare the team for the next year competition. At least we break into the second round of the club championship, which we expect that's $1 million money ahead.
Well, I was going to come to him, but let's first we didn't hear of Hawks. I mean, is it not too sad and surprising that we are talking about 3 teams in contention for the title today, without even the champion, who is far away? In fact, almost in relegation trouble, isn't it?
Yes.
What happened? What did Hawks get wrong?
Yeah, technically I would say after winning the league, they lose a couple of star players, players among the team that left the league last season. Went on professional duties in Europe. Replacement.
You couldn't find
they had one, but I think it came late as a striker. He's even competing for the leading goal scorer. Rennie. I think if they had him earlier on in the 4th round of the league, it would have been a different story. But still seeing them, because I watched their game, last game in Brikama, you still see the team playing good football.
So
no football without goals can't win again.
Can win again. I mean, who else are in the relegation trouble? Greta tomorrow, is it?
Gamtel,
right?
Gamtel, of course, people. Gamtel also Gamtel is purely management problem, because
not financial problem.
Financial, of course, yes. Financial problem, because we had the coach some time back came out, even fares to training, not talking of the allowances. That's where the team was.
Why would they sell it?
They are struggling.
They wouldn't sell it as well, either.
We expect an institutional team to do much, but again, I think
Gamtel doesn't have
policy now, and maybe the big man would.
Gamtel doesn't have money either, even for
last season before last, institutional teams struggle a lot. Even armed forces at a certain point in time struggle a lot.
Armed forces should have money.
This time round we've seen them. Last season they nearly.
Ports, what about ports?
Ports, that's why they are in
second division.
You see, I think.
So whether the monies are coming or they don't have the right technical.
Especially Sport Council need to intervene.
Okay, we will come to that. We will come to that when we come to
I think people are today we having the deciders for the winners.
Yes.
But equally we have 3 very important matches at the bottom.
That's what I'm saying, relegation bottom.
Which is
Gamtel
last season they were relegated and they got the playoff spot.
They got the
playoff and then qualify again. Now again they are in the same problem. Again, trying to get the playoff spot. And all matches because the table, the fixture for this week is that it coincided that those who are playing for the championship are playing with some who are playing
in the battle for relegation.
So it makes all of them are playing. Having 5 matches simultaneously today. They're going to play.
So what are you going to do about this decoration? Are you going to have the title, shared between 3 venues today? Where are you going to take it? Or it's going to be Real, so you're going to stretch?
No. As I said, people are saying Real Wabanyu.
Or you're going to hire a helicopter when it is not you run
we have one. But on a serious note, we will somewhere in between to have the trophy somewhere.
In between.
If it is Real, we move to Banjul. If it is
So you'll take it to Westfield,
No. So,
we are sitting corner.
No, we are saying exactly. That's what I said.
Or it will be in a car.
That's the identifier.
It will be in one of the cars.
Somewhere in a sitting corner, sitting, waiting, and then if they said Banjul,
you rush there.
But equally, there are these other 3 matches also. We are taking it very seriously. We're looking at those matches even more seriously than the crowning. Because it's the teams that are going down.
Yes,
because we want to make sure that at least it is played and it is played in the fair play.
Yeah.
So whosoever wins will qualify. Whosoever really gets lost and then you're relegated is unfortunate.
Yeah.
But equally, we have all of these 3 teams are, especially Gamtel and Hawks. With all due respect to tomorrow, they were promoted last season and they're going back.
Yeah.
But knowing Hawks in Gambian football and Gamtel,
they are survivors.
They've been big teams. They've won series of. They went out. They represented the Gambia out to international international matches. So having them on that relegation battle zone, we are also very keenly, monitoring we currently monitor the games, despite we are ready for the champion crown, but also you have a very good eye on those matches as well.
All right, so look out for that. Today is going to be Real de Banjul Falcons of Fortune. We're going to be crowned champion of Gambian football later today, actually in a matter of hours. So the trophy will be maybe sitting at the Westfield.
Or sitting corner.
Yeah, or sitting corner if you like. So wherever they said, well, the champion is here, then they will rush the cup in a car and go there. All right, so now let's talk to national matters, because we at this moment we are joined by the executive director of the National Sports Council, that is an organ of the Ministry of Sports. First, let's talk about the achievements of the national team. I mean, we are one match away. 1 match to go in the African Nations qualifiers, and we are enviably sitting in 2nd place. Mali already through. We are in 2nd place with 9 points. So, but there are still, a lot of battle to fight, because we have to beat Congo, or at least draw them here. We hope that will be in Banjul. Because why we hope that, we think that the national stadium, the independent stadium, which the ministry wants us to call it remodeling project, where the remodeling project is on, is quite expected to be finished by September the 4th, because at least I think the Gambia match is scheduled for September the 4th. So that's why we're dragging Mr. Marcel Mendy, Executive Director of the Sports Council. Marcel, first. Okay, before we go on, gentlemen, what are our chances now?
Yeah, I can, technically we had it in our own hands.
We have it in our own hands. We just need to avoid defeat.
No, just avoid conceding.
Yeah, that goal can be a defeat. So
because a point we are in. So we play in home.
So
it's beautiful.
So it's in our hands.
We qualify at home.
Yes, at least everybody will have last time when we did was in Angola, was it? Was it in Congo?
No, Gabon
it was here.
Gabon here 1-0.
Yeah.
And
okay.
So this time now we don't need to struggle even for that goal. But again, after seeing what we saw the last 2 games, against Mali and against South Sudan, hopes are high and it's very much impressive. And again, they will tell you we've witnessed a new revolution with the relationship between the federation and government, especially the gentleman himself. So many new things happen along the road. So as we always say in football, we get great players behind the scene who are not normally been mentioned or been identified.
That's the organization and
the organizational
administration.
I remember the first time we qualified, the whole nation cried for a chartered flight with that tiny, tight fixture, playing in Angola after 48 hours coming back to Banjul. It was all possible by the ministry. For the first time in Gambian football, a chartered flight was provided.
Well, there were chartered flights before.
That was the first time.
Well, no, I think there were chartered flights before, even for football. I think there were for the national team. Even in the 80s.
That was the first time.
I know of a chartered plane that
we played in Angola the very night.
I know of
we
a
came back to Banjul.
No, I know of a chartered plane that took Real de Banjul to Kebba in the Champions League.
I mean the national team.
Well, national. But if the club can make it right.
This is what we are enjoying now.
Yeah, so the government invested a lot of money in the last 2 years.
Exactly. Even though we will say they still need to pump more.
Yeah.
But at least we've seen a significant improvement in that relationship.
We'll come to that. I mean, competition.
So technically, we believe, and as a technician, this is something I think as the federation promised, or as we promised, or we Gambians are expected, we'll be going back to the AFCON by the grace of God.
What are our chances, Mr. Jobe?
As Jespa said, no, for us, we've as he said, our destiny is in our own hands. We need to have a draw and just a point, and then we are there. Because Paul is bragging, he was our former national. He's bragging that he knew the Gambia. If we go to, he even forecast that we're going to play in Morocco, but that's his own doing. But whatever the case is, we just only need a draw, and then we want to go back to Ivory Coast come next year, of which, as Jespa said, the government and the federation, they are working hand in glove to make sure that at least all logistics are in place to have the necessary point that we all yearn for. Good. And fingers crossed that we will be there, inshallah.
Good. And the people of the Gambia want that match to be played at the stadium here, Well, the stadium is undergoing remodeling work, of course, by the Gambia government. So Marcel Mendy, the executive director of the National Sports Council, can tell us all about the story of the remodeling. How far have we gone? Are we going to have it done in July as expected, so that by September the Gambia will play Congo? Marcel, welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. It's a pleasure to...
So how far is the renovation work at the stadium?
So far, so good. Everything.
I've seen pictures online, social media, very beautiful sheets being fitted there. The whole place has been painted in Gambian national team colors. But the ground, it looks to me there's artwork underground.
Yeah, a lot of work is going on at the moment. Just on Thursday, we had a meeting with the contractors, and all of them, until that date, we are assessed at least 90%.
Progress.
With regard to work that we are assigned to do.
Okay.
So we are very confident that by the 19th of July,
19th July,
the contract will be ended. The work will have completed. The fitting of the chairs and all of that is going very well. The dressing rooms are almost done. The toilets, the bathrooms, and all of those are quite almost finished now. What remains to be done is the pitch itself.
The pitch.
And that was made very clear to the contractors. And you can see for yourself that already something is happening.
How many contractors are are doing the work?
There are two of them.
Two of them.
The entire project is divided into 4 lots.
4 lots here.
Each of them has 2 lots to work on.
I see.
Because we are cognizant of the fact that it will take some time if they are given only one contract.
Yes.
It was going to be problematic for any contractor to do all of that within the time that is needed for them to face the work. And that was why 2 of them were contracted, but also giving their expertise and where they have comparative advantage. So far, so good. The pitch is being worked on. In fact, they've already done the dogging, and very soon they will do the piping. That is for the sprinklers.
Sprinklers, water sprinklers.
The system will have to change. We used to have a system there.
Yes.
We had the sprinklers from outside.
Yes.
But this time now, the sprinklers will be inbuilt within the pitch.
Oh yeah.
Probably at half time, you all of a sudden just see something that will pump up, water, and all of a sudden just disappears. That is the system that we're going to have. Already, the canals are being dug and the pipes are being laid, and hopefully everything will be done before. The scoreboard time. The scoreboard wasn't part of those that we identified. I know that was one of the things that CAF identified, but with or without the scoreboard, we can still have approval for our matches here. Amongst the things here, but then we will need to have a mobile, like you said, a mobile scoreboard that we can use to display whatever.
But
now the concentration really is the football pitch, without which CAF will never approve for us to play here. The dressing rooms, the chairs as well.
I
so
see.
These probably are the most important, like I said earlier on.
But the scoreboard too should be. I mean, the argument we had from the ministry was that we're not going to do it just to meet the requirements of CAF. We want to remodel it so that it fits, you know, it fits the full meaning of a stadium, not just to rust and meet CAF criteria.
We are doing more than even
CAF requirements. Okay.
You know, but
that's why I said, why don't you put the scoreboard in there? It helps a lot. It's very much integral part of the stadium atmosphere. When we were young, when we go there, we really marvel, you know, at the spectacle, the spectacular features on the scoreboard. Yeah.
I quite agree with you, but for now, like every Gambian will want to have, they might play it here. We were cognizant of the fact that if we needed to do all of these things, we may not be able to finish them before our match. So now what do we need to prioritize in order to be able to ensure that we play here? And one of those, like I said, and these are actually things that CAF will not, will in no way
compromise.
They will never
compromise on that.
Whatever happens, there are things that you need to ensure that they are done. And amongst them, the pitch, dressing rooms, the chairs.
Yes.
The dressing, the scoreboard with or without it.
Yeah, they can. What about the sound system?
Oh, that is done. That is also part of the thing.
That
is part of it.
Wow,
like I said, I mean, until on Thursday, you know, the contract.
Commentary boxes.
All of those, you go up there, you'll be surprised. They are, I mean, and that is why we are calling it remodeling. We are not just saying.
Yes, you want to call it remodeling.
There are a lot of redesigning that. You know, happening inside. There are a lot of
toilet facilities. Have you increased toilet number of toilets, or you just
read dressing rooms?
Yeah,
we'll have each of the dressing rooms will have at least 3 bathrooms and I think 5 toilets. There has also been.
What about the general public?
Yes, certainly the general public. There are enough now. There has also been some kind of remodeling. You know, not only renovating, putting in tiles and all of that. No, there are more added. You know, to cater for the general public as well.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, fantastic! What other features will come that we will be surprised with when we come there on September the 3rd?
One of the things that
what about is the entrance part of the entrance?
And that is why I said, in fact, we are doing more than even CAF would have wanted us to do.
Yeah.
But for now, the concentration is ensuring that you know, we have the pitch done, we have the PA system done, we have the commentary booths done, we have the dressing rooms done, we have the toilets done. But I can assure you that already there are designs for the extra work to happen, even the landscaping and all of that. Even inside the pitch, where the pitch is, because the main ball now will be done in such a way that you know, the sand, you know, should not be allowed to enter the main ball and all of that. That is why even inside the stadium there will be some kind of how would I call this? Landscaping, so much so that even outside the pitch, you know, those places where they train or where they walk and all of that, you know, will be as good as even the main.
I see.
You know, just to ensure that you know, there won't be that sand, you know, coming into the pitch and all of those things. So all of those really will be done as well. Even on the VIP stands, we never had a VVIP stand.
Yes.
But as we speak, the arrangement when the stadium is done will be that. The current VIP stands will now be the VVIP stands. And then the flanks of the VIP stands will now become the VIP stands. Where the journalists have always been.
Yes, the place Kerr.
They will remain there. But then in fact there will be some additional sockets that journalists can use. You know, even they want to charge, you know, given today's day, people can use their mobile phones to record, their cameras and all of those, you know, their gadgets, you know, there will be enough space for them to you know, to use to charge and all of that. But even outside that, even behind the goalposts, there will be also some, you know, some sockets. You know, where they can those
so there will
photo journalists behind the goalpost and all of those can have access and are able to fix their cameras
or gadgets.
Charge them and all of that. So indeed, you know, I can assure you that by 19th of July, anybody who goes into the stadium will be a problem.
But hasn't it been done in terms of reinforcing the building itself, like the stands, like reinforcing their durability, like where people sit? Was that not considered?
You know, often people say stadium bit of a market.
Yes. Decorated, wow.
But if you ask those contractors who were there and they are doing the remodeling and breaking, they will tell you that that stadium is indeed very strong.
And it was since 40 years ago now, 1984.
I mean, some of us who witnessed them, use these gadgets and these machines to play, can confirm to you that indeed the stadium is still intact.
I see.
I'm not sure.
So it's just Chinese handiwork. 40 years ago.
Materials were used, but they're still very strong and in very, very good shape.
Yeah.
Even the wooden work that were there or have been there for like 30 years, 36 years.
They still you found them intact.
Very well. I mean, you can't believe these have been there for like
40 years.
40 years. No, you can't believe it.
I see.
There's also some. We'll have some suspended ceiling as well. There has not been anything like that, even in the dressing rooms.
Okay.
They are just like that. The floors hanging over people. But there will be the suspended ceiling. All of that is already done. There will be the anti-doping room. There will be the security room. As usual. So it's just all going on very well.
Marvelous. Now, how to call it? People say.
In addition to that, there will be some kind of something like a tunnel sort of.
Okay.
There used to be that thing that the players come in.
Yeah, that narrow part from the.
Yeah, I mean, all of that, is being remodeled. All of that is going to look different.
Oh yeah.
All of that is going to look different.
Interesting, exactly. But people, there's this argument that before we spend $100 million, because that's what's been said to be the budget for this, we could probably as well build a new stadium. So your government has any plans to build a new stadium?
There is a plan to build a new stadium, but let me make this thing clear. It is right that we just need to start thinking about building another stadium, or probably even two. But one thing that is clear is that in order to have a stadium, we don't want to have a stadium of about 15,000 capacity, 20,000 capacity. If you're going to do another one, we need something much bigger than that we have. And in order to have that, we need nothing less than 250 million euros. 250 million euros. If you convert that to Gambian money,
even for the Gambia's GDP.
So we are talking about 120, 130 million dollars. So now, if you convert 150 million euros, that you will require to have a stadium of about a 40,000, 50,000 seater.
That's a fortune.
That's a lot of money.
People will say that's not our priority.
So 150 cannot build you a stadium.
But then we can use corporations such as we did with the Chinese to build the $50 million conference center. And even this very independent stadium was built by the Chinese. We can use, we can go to Qatar, build relationships. I mean, they come in terms of grants.
I quite agree. Those avenues are being explored.
Exactly.
It's only that I don't want to say certain things now, but I can assure you and assure everybody that a lot of work is being directed towards that. We are putting in a lot of effort to ensuring that we have another stadium, because we are cognizant of the fact that even the capacity we have now is not enough for Gambians. Remember, we had some matches before and we were even fined.
Algeria,
because
Algeria, a match against Algeria.
Exactly.
I mean, the stadium
and in fact, right now I talk to you, we are worried that if we have to play here in September, it could be a similar thing. We are really, really worried about that.
Especially with the new attractions you're talking about.
Exactly.
That alone can attract people
Exactly.
there.
But again, how true it is, we are here, I heard from the social media last a couple of days, but the capacity has been dropped to 14,000.
Well, is that true? Technically, is that true?
In fact, the reality is that
the seating arrangement has been reduced?
In fact, the reality is that the sitting capacity of the stadium has never been 30,000. It has never been.
So no, but then you can't discount the fact that 30,000 people used to go there.
Well, maybe 30,000 people used to go there, but that was overcrowding. That was overcrowding, I can assure you. That was.
But is there a way for us to limit ourselves to 14,000? Isn't that 14 now or 15,000?
I'm not sure about the figure now, but one thing that I can confirm is that it is way below the 30,000 or the 25,000 people have been saying.
Yeah, but if definitely in terms of technical matters, it is beyond that. It's below that. But in actual fact, in reality, 30,000 people go there. So I mean, does that defeat the purpose that we are really overusing the stadium?
No, I mean, like I said, if we had, or if we used to have 30,000 people in the stadium, then it means we have been overloading the stadium.
Exactly.
Because the fact that 30,000 or 50,000 people can fit in the stadium does not necessarily mean the capacity of the stadium is 30,000 or 50,000.
So that we have a durable edifice Now.
No, I mean because you know we now have the seats, and
so it's people like how to call it? People like Jobe and his competition committee, or they call it events management committee. They have a role to play in making sure that they don't oversell the capacity tickets.
Certainly they'll be informed as to how many people can now.
But if what Jespa said is been rumored in the social media that the new projects tend to really limit the capacity to 14,000.
Yeah, I mean, like I said,
that will be an issue.
I can't confirm the figure.
Yeah.
But one thing that I am sure of is that the stadium capacity really has
never been 25,000. 15 maybe.
And what we have now with the seats is far less than the 30,000 or 35,000 that some of us had always believed. So now, like you said earlier, the events management committee will now have to be sure of how many tickets to print. Because you cannot have a seating capacity of like 15,000, 20,000 capacity and the print tickets of
30,000. Yes.
30,000 capacity.
Yeah.
There will be a lot of issues. But that shouldn't be a problem. I'm sure.
It should be a problem because of
what I mean is,
it
shouldn't be a problem for them to know
that
this
right.
is now the number of seats that we have.
Yeah.
But you cannot have people go into the stadium and stand.
Yes.
Now everybody has to sit down. Everybody has to be on the seat.
On the seat now.
So you can only print the exact number of seats.
Yeah. That's going to be.
As Marcel said, rightly said. As Marcel rightly said, for us for the GFF, we seldom because before every game,
I'm told you people are going on an inspection tour, isn't it?
Yes, we will.
When?
Very soon, because even at the CAF assigned the federation through the TMS manager, and who is Omar, and I'm a TMS operator as well. We will go to the stadium, do assessment, because the CAF will tell you to send them pictures and live pictures and videos of what is going on. It will be done. As Marcel said, for the event management at the GFF, we sell tickets because before every game, the stadium will give us the number of the capacity of the stadium, and
which the management will supply them.
We supply us the figures and we print. But the problem with Gambians is, if for instance, let me just first go to the VIP. The VIP sometimes we cater for 100. I'll give you Lamin a VIP. I know Lamin. Lamin will give his VIP ticket to Jespa, and he will come in without his
he
VIP.
Doesn't come in.
No, but as I said previously, everybody is a veteran.
The problem is enforcement.
I'm coming to.
That's what I'm. Yes.
Seats will be numbered.
Yeah,
every ticket will be numbered.
Yes.
Like the flight. You enter the stadium, go direct to your seat, with your ticket to your seat number.
That's what I'm saying here. With this seat, no, I'm coming. With this current seating arrangement, it will cope all those problems. Because as I said,
that will not remove the fact that if you print more tickets or people give you tickets and come without ticket, but that's very easy. The problem is enforcement. If you don't come with your ticket, you don't come in.
Yes.
I think that should be the answer to all of it.
Yeah.
Past point, Suleiman's point, is a valid one. Like for instance, okay, Marcel is the executive director of the National Sports Council. With or without the VIP ticket, I will come in and I will be ushered in.
Yeah.
Now, because I was given a VIP ticket, and I know with or without the ticket, I'll be ushered in. I can just give the ticket, let's say, to my son or my cousin or my uncle, and then come empty hands, be ushered in.
Then you go in. No, you go out.
So now the enforcement.
Exactly.
Yes, that's right.
I think should be
not
exactly.
No discrimination.
No, that's what I'm.
Sometimes, to tell you the truth, it is difficult.
I know, but enforcement.
I don't necessarily get involved in it, but I mean, you pass by and you hear sometimes.
Enforcement is the rule. That's the only.
We all have to work together and ensure that we all enforce the rules.
Exactly.
And insist on the right thing. We have to insist on the right thing.
Whenever I look at our stadium, what comes to mind? I have worked in stadiums in London, particularly as a steward, football steward. When you go to a place like Charlton Athletics, for example, they tell you 40,000 people. This stadium takes 40,000 people. You look at the small space at Charlton Athletics compared to the big space we have at the stadium, and they tell you they take more people than us. You wonder. And after the match, 1 minute after the match, you look around, you don't see anybody. Everybody go in single file in such a nice manner. They all disappear into trains and cars almost immediately, because That's what we call orderliness. Everybody obeys the order, and they come orderliness.
But the unfortunate part
so
of it
we
is
have
the Gambia,
to
we are
organize.
Orderly.
No, that's right. We have to have some order.
Let me give you an example. Because there was a time I was at the VIP gate. I was monitoring. Somebody came, he's a highly respected guy. We gave him, and he was given an invitation. He came with the invitation and two of his kids. He told him, sir, with all due respect, invitation is for you. Your two other kids, can you buy a ticket for them so that they could go to the other part of VIP? He said no. He insisted, and we have to argue. He insisted, and then he went in. He sat on his chair, and the kids occupy other chairs. At the end of the day, other VIP came, and then that was this chaos. But again, I said with this sitting arrangement, I'm sure the AMC will ensure that the numbers of tickets and that is comparable with the number of tickets sold, and the number of tickets sold and with the exact number of tickets, the seats that are in the stadium. And for the enforcement will come. Also, we need to have a lot of sensitization, because this is Gambia. I remember there was a time we sell this Kebba game. We sell this wristband. You'll just come, we'll tighten it up. You know what they do? They loosen it and drop it for somebody else to come with, and if I come with a wristband, you cannot stop me. But it all comes to we have to change our attitude. There will be a lot of sensitization done, but government also needs to make sure that they pay and go in.
I still insist on seat number in the ticket.
Yeah, that's important also.
But again, Marcel,
but it's possible with this. That's possible with the new model.
Previously, how to get this musical, especially December.
That's the problem.
How and why, what is going?
Yeah, are you still going to host festivals there?
I mean, I can confirm to you that after the remodeling work, the usage of the stadium will be completely different from what used to be. I can assure you that.
So there will be no Touray, Wali Seka, and
So now I just want to stop at that, but let me just confirm one more time that not even all football matches will be played at the stadium.
Well, there
after this work is done, not even all football matches.
But this wrestling contest and other things will be.
Well, if I am saying not all football
well, I hope you will not come on the attack from this. The stadium has been. What is the use of the stadium when it's only international matches?
No, well,
so then you can. Those issues can come also.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing we're talking about the enforcement.
Enforcement, yeah.
No matter what decision you take, so long as you want to insist on it. I mean, some people will like it, some will not like it.
Yeah.
What is important is to ensure that
we suffered the last 2 years. We definitely suffered the last.
There has to be.
We haven't seen our national team at home for
quite a long time. So there has to be, like he said, there has to be changes. There has to be changes.
And a lot of things will have to change. It will not be just walking into the stadium and doing whatever you want to do, freely like it used to be. All of that really will have to change, because a lot of money, a lot of energy, I mean, is being invested.
What about the hostel?
The hostel is not part of this project.
But why not?
No, but I mean, when Kerr said the stadium was not fit for football,
he didn't say the hostel. But the hostel is part of Independence Stadium.
But the reality is that knowing how much is needed to do the remodeling work, which we even struggled to get as a ministry, as a government, there was no way we could take it along.
The hostel. Didn't the Ministry of Health ever came there to use it as COVID, how do you call it, quarantine center?
Yeah, I mean,
they started knocking down it. How is that project?
I am aware of
yes.
moves directed at that. But
they even knocked structures down.
I'm not conversant with what had happened.
I tell you what happened. The ministry said they're going to use it for COVID quarantine. They started knocking down, and they never completed the project. No, I mean that's a question that is should answer. I mean, the Ministry of Health should come and complete that project, or at least they replace the things they knocked down there. Yeah. Well, he should. So, gentlemen, well, today is going to be the day the champion will be crowned in Gambian football. It's between Real de Banjul, Falcons FC, and Fortune FC. The national team has 1 foot in Ivory Coast. There's the Cup of Nations next year, with only 1 match to go. We need just to avoid defeat. you know, to qualify. That would be what we call in sports back-to-back qualification for African Nations Cup. That will be marvelous. And we hope it will happen in the presence of all of us at the stadium. That is, if the capacity can take all of us now. We're talking about it because the stadium will be ready then, according to the government and the contractors. July 19, perhaps, we expect the project would be delivered. Thank you very much, Marcel Mendy, Executive Director, National Sports Council, Kebba Jespa Touray of the Gambia Football Coaches Association, and Babucarr Jobe. He is the Director of Competitions and the Gambia Football Federation. I'm Lavin Cham. We'll be back next week for more brunch. Goodbye for now. Oh, thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you. Great program.
We live in a day and age where technology is creating a world without borders, filled with unlimited potential to improve the lives of the people around us. Innovarex Global Health ushers in a new way of leveling the playing field with increased access to quality healthcare services delivered at your doorstep. Our qualified professionals are equipped with state-of-the-art point-of-care testing technology to conduct tests such as kidney function, liver function, electrolyte tests, body composition, hemoglobin, A1C, and many more services with the highest efficiency in delivering results. The addition to our flagship Wellness on Wheels, more fondly known as WOW Delivery Service, brings the entire clinical experience full circle. IGH has remained committed to creating the future of healthcare delivery. Gone are the days of sending loved ones outside the country for basic medical services. Innovarex Global Health offers a new peace of mind and takes pride in delivering the quality of care we all deserve.
Islamic microfinance is becoming an increasingly popular mechanism for poverty alleviation, especially for developing countries around the world. This microfinance service adheres to the principles of Islam as a form of social responsibility. Yona Islamic Microfinance is the Islamic microfinance of choice in the Gambia, trustworthy and reliable. At Yona Islamic Microfinance, we provide savings products, current accounts, financing products in conformity with Islam. In addition, Yona Islamic Microfinance also offers local and international remittances, takaful fund, management of zakat, management of awqaf, trading and investment, and building of strategic partnerships to bring financial services to the doorstep of the poor with donor projects, madrasas, youth organizations, women groups, and farmer organizations. Make a choice with Yona Islamic Microfinance today. For more information on Yona Islamic Microfinance, call 377-2151 or 9832-151 or visit Yona head office at Tipa Garage, Bakote, or visit any Yona branch located countrywide near you.